is a screen legend, a global humanitarian, and executive producer of the new documentary Wisdom of Happiness, in which the Dalai Lama himself offers the key to fixing the fractured state of our world. Watch.
Our common responsibility should be work together to save our world.
We all have this marvelous human brain. The problem is when negative emotions develop, our whole mind is taken over. So we must deal with emotions. I can change my mind. I can reduce anger, hatred.
Nothing to do with religion. All religions carry the message of love, loving kindness, and tolerance.
Please welcome the fabulous Richard Gere.
They don't do that for
Okay, I
everyone.
have one thing to say before we start.
Go ahead.
I'm a Virgo. And I'm not talking about my exes. So that's out of the way.
And you like Spanish women.
Yes, you do.
I do.
You like
In
them.
fact, I like them so much I marry them.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I like that. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know that I watched this documentary, and I love it because I also love Matthew Ricard, who you work with.
Yeah.
His book, Happiness, is like a Bible for mine.
Oh.
But you've been a friend and student of the Dalai Lama specifically for almost 45 years. So tell us about the documentary and why you wanted to be involved in it.
One of the extraordinary things in my life is being able to be a student and to help in any way I can the Dalai Lama. So I knew this film was being made by three Swiss filmmakers, one of which I had known because he's a still photographer, Manuel Bauer, who's been around His Holiness for decades. So I knew him quite well. He's brilliant. So about a year and a half ago, they brought the film to New York to show me. They were in a rough cut stage. And my wife and I saw it in a small screening room. My wife dissolved in tears.
Wow.
And I was very moved myself. And a lot of footage archival footage that I hadn't seen of His Holiness from the 30s,
Yeah.
40s, 50s. And, but of course I had some ideas that I thought could make it maybe even better. So we talked about it and I said, look, I'm gonna bring in Oren Moverman, who I've made 6 films with. And I said, look, give us a month to play with this. And so we played and re-edited and brought in a new composer, a brilliant composer. And this is pretty much it. We found more footage. We added another 20 minutes or so to the cut. And I feel like this really represents what His Holiness's life is about. This was his 90th year. We celebrated his 90th birthday in Dharamsala in July.
Not a Virgo, by the way.
Not a Virgo. What's before Virgo? You seem to know everything
Leo.
about this. Leos.
My dad's a Leo. So.
You know, my ex owns a hotel in Coral Gables, Florida, and I remember in 2004 we hosted a luncheon for the Dalai Lama. He was doing events in South Florida. You were traveling as part of the people going there.
I was in
I
the
never met
entourage, yeah.
somebody that emanates such goodness and kindness and love. Just his aura, just being anywhere near him is so moving. But let's talk about.
Well, that's really what I wanted to do with this: is give people that experience. And I think because they had
Does
set
it come
up.
through?
It does.
Well, I think
Yes.
you haven't seen it yet.
No.
It does come
No,
through.
but
it does.
But
I watched
okay, well,
it
let me.
last night.
Beautiful.
And it
But you
felt
saw
so-
it alone.
Yes.
Okay,
I
this
saw it
is what
alone,
I
but
want
it
to
did
get
feel
to.
like he was speaking directly to me.
And he's looking right into the lens. So you have this incredible intimacy of spending an hour and a half directly with His Holiness.
Yeah.
And I think that's the gift of this.
And you and your wife, Alejandra, spend a lot of time in Spain, in her
De
native
España,
Spain.
sí,
De España.
Galicia.
Oh,
We have any Spanish here?
Galicia, sí.
Oh, Galicia.
Mi esposo es de Madrid.
Really?
Sí, sí.
Ah, well, she goes from the north of Spain.
Madrid and Almazán and Soria. Sí.
Well, the north of Spain, as you know, is very
Yes.
different than what we think of as Spain. It's not desert. It's actually they're Celts.
Yes, yes.
It's very
There is no
green,
bad part
very
to
rich.
Spain.
It's beautiful.
Food is
España es lo
beautiful.
más bello del
So su
mundo.
español es muy,
How's your Spanish?
muy bueno.
It's perfecto. ¿Por qué no?
Oh my God! Wow! So you're going to be able to follow the Bad Bunny Super Bowl.
Perfecto.
Come on, Richard.
perfecto.
Titi me preguntó.
I'll be there.
And now I understand that your sons are bilingual.
Completely bilingual.
That's wonderful. And you say that
But
when
they have the bilingual, which is funny because they've had Colombians, Mexicans, Venezuelans,
Yes.
Peruvians. So they have the slang that's come up from all these countries, which makes my wife crazy. They're saying carro instead of car.
Right. Yeah.
And there's some slang. She says, no. She wants
I know.
this really strict kind of Spanish.
Oh, yes,
Spanish.
yes, that's a Spaniard for you. Well, let me ask you this, because you say that when you first met your wife, she had never seen a lot of your work, and she hadn't seen
Where did you
Pretty
get this
Woman.
stuff?
I do my research, Richard.
Really good producer.
I do my research. She hadn't
No, I
seen
think
Pretty Woman.
thankfully she had no idea who I was.
Oh, that's
And
great.
Really?
She was, well, this is a long story. How much time do we have?
Richard Gere, we have all
We
the
can
time
stay
in
as
the
long
world.
as you have about it.
Tell me the story because I'm riveted.
Okay. Well, this is about a 2-hour story for me to tell it. No, seriously. So, but
Somebody please uncork the wine.
white, please. Okay, it'll keep everyone awake. And so anyhow, God, I don't know where to do the short version of this. The first time I was in Italy was to visit Franco Zeffirelli, who was an Italian opera director and filmmaker, and my agent of that time used to work for him. I'd finished making one of my first movies in London. He said, let's go visit Franco. I'd never been to Italy before. And he had this villa in Positano, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. And so we went to visit him. And that was my first experience in Italy. And I mean, it was romantic and extraordinary. You never forget those things. Years later, and I'd gone through divorces and craziness. So I'm there. But I'm not talking about it. So I'm there, and I want to go visit his place, which is now a hotel. Franco's gone. It was sold, and it's a boutique hotel. So long story short, I met the owner of this hotel. Happened to be this extraordinary woman. And I just knew immediately. Wow. She didn't know, but
But you knew.
I knew. Wow. And she was told, you know, you've got to come. It's good for your business. This is an actor. You know, come meet him. Because I was staying at another hotel. I think she thought I was George Clooney or something. She didn't know. It was all kind of interchangeable to her. She didn't know. So we met, and it was just kind of this blank slate because she really had no idea who I was. So it was really just two adults meeting each other.
That's a beautiful
And
liberation for
it
someone.
was terrific. I think even now she's only seen a couple of my films.
Wow.
Well, we have seen most of your films, if not all of them, because you've had such an impressive career from An Officer and a Gentleman to American Gigolo to Chicago. And it's the 35th anniversary of Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
So we do have a clip that I want to play for you of the famous moment where you're giving the necklace to Julia Roberts'
yeah,
character.
it's so good.
Does that look okay?
Something's missing.
Well, nothing else is gonna fit into this dress, I'll tell you that.
Maybe something in this box. I don't want you to get too excited. It's only on loan.
Is it true that was a
This
prank?
is the story. Now, this was, Gary Marshall was the director of this movie, but he was the writer. We were all doing Gary Marshall, who was just the most wonderful, lovable, huggy, kissy kind of guy. Whatever is joyous about this movie is because of him. And so we were all doing him, and this is maybe take 3 or 4 of doing this thing, and he came over and said, just. So this take happened, and it was so kind of
Cute,
perfect
yeah.
that's the one that's in the movie.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
great.
It's great having you here.
Yes, yes.
You still have all your hair.
This isn't mine. This
it's
is a
not?
carpet. Very expensive carpet I have.
You look great. You're still great.
One thing you guys haven't asked me,
What?
I'm really
Yes.
surprised. One of the things that His Holiness talks about in this, it's not really a documentary, it's something special, but he says, wouldn't it be great if there were more women running
Yes,
the world?
I love that.
That's right.
Well, why don't you
mom
speak
was-
to that?
Yeah. Well, I loved how he talked about essentially toxic masculinity, and there are scenes in this about
Exactly.
how, like, the military forces and this anger of different countries and all this, and how his mom was a pivotal character in his life. And he said that if women have a tendency to love others, it's a little more natural. So if more women were in places of leadership across the world, there could be more peace, in his opinion.
He said it might be a much better world.
Might be a much better world. Yes.
Very well said.
I loved that.
But he did. He
the fact
goes
that-
into. He's always been very sweet about this. That he learned compassion from his mother, and she was there. She went into exile with him. Chinese invaded in 1950. He tried to make it work with them. It didn't work. It became worse and worse and worse, this occupation, and he escaped into exile in 1959. His family got out with him afterwards. You see the footage in this.
That
footage
it's
is
amazing
incredible.
footage.
Yeah.
And his mother got out. So his mother was with him right up to the end of her life in Dharamsala. And he remembered telling this story to me. I've forgotten it. He said when it came time for her to leave, he was supposed to give a teaching for thousands of people. And he was there when she passed away. And of course he was very moved. But his understanding of death is very different than ours. She must have been in her 80s at that time. And by all accounts, a lovely woman. I never met her.
She sounded magical.
She was, kind of, she was a farmer, a
Yes.
farmer woman, just solid. Like my dad was that. My mother. This is my mother's birthday today.
My mom's birthday
Is
is
it
today.
really? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
No,
my
she
God,
would have
and
been.
Virgos.
What would she have been? 100 and something.
My mom's not 100. I
She would have
need to
been.
clear
she
that
died
up.
10 years
Okay,
ago.
okay.
When did yours pass away?
No, my mom's
She's
alive.
still around.
Yes,
Well, mine passed
she is
away.
81 today.
Oh, fabulous.
To both your moms.
Mine was 92 when she
wow.
passed away.
Wow.
All right.
Why did I bring this up?
Because we were talking about the Dalai
so-
Lama's mom.
So his mom, and she passed away. But I mean, his understanding, this Tibetan and Buddhist way of seeing it, this is not an end point. It's just
Yeah.
a passage.
Yeah.
And okay, time for this body to go, but the consciousness continues, and kind of what we have done with ourselves in our lifetime continues, which gives us a heightened sense of responsibility. That we do carry with us who we are, how we think, how we behave. So the sense of responsibility is paramount.
Yeah.
So His Holiness, his mom passed away. He did his prayers with her, and he went and did the teaching for thousands of people without carrying that with him, because he was in this moment with those people and giving the best he could to them. So this is what you feel when you're in his presence, that he's there for you. The way,
gift.
there's a freshness to that.
Yes.
There's no residue. It's just, what can I do to help you?
He's a remarkable guy, and so are you.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for stopping by. Our thanks to Richard Gere. Wisdom of Happiness is in theaters now. Go see it. We'll be right back.